Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the rest of 2025 as per request. So somebody made a request, so you're all getting a reading for the next 6 months. I got a couple of tarot decks here we're going to use. We've got Tarot Dreams and we've got the Wild Reflections Tarot. We're going to go month by month, and just please remember that this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody. In fact, it may not resonate with you at all because these are all predictions. It's not happened yet. Maybe June, maybe July or August might resonate, but the rest of it is all predictions into the end of the year. So welcome back. If you're always the one coming back, Aries, I appreciate you, my fire family. And thanks for your support and your thumbs up. I appreciate you. If you're somebody who just arrived here, this is the first time I'm doing a 6-month read. I usually do read monthly for every sign. So if you'd like to stay, and I hope that you will, there is a subscription button down the bottom right-hand corner of this screen where I live. And I'm going to give you some information about an extended, which is going to happen after this reading. I'll give you that information at the end of the read, let you know where the extended is going to take place. Tell me about Aries coming up in the next 6 months. The rest of the year for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries. We've got July. Woo, you're showing up. August, September, October, November, okay, and December. Well, ooh, what's this? Look at this. This is your advice. Look, the universe is showing up for you. I think that you're showing up for yourself, and I think that that's why the universe is showing up for you, Aries. This is really good energy for you. So you are showing up in July as the Emperor. I feel like in the month of July, you are stepping into this Emperor energy. Some of you could be there by now, absolutely. But I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you've been in this energy for a while, but I think you're just realizing it. I feel like you're realizing that everything is going the way you want it to, that you're in control of all of the moving parts. And I think that maybe it took a long while to get here, or really, maybe it was a lot of trial and error. Maybe it was a lot of falling down, skinning your knees. But I feel like this Emperor energy is telling me that you are finally standing strong as the person who is in charge of all the moving parts. We do have in the month of August here, it feels like you are, because you're in this charged up energy of the Emperor, standing strong, right? Everybody can see that you're in charge. It feels like there is something that you are wanting to accomplish in the month of August. The Queen of Wands is here. I feel like this is something you will do on your own. You will do it quite independently, but it feels like there is something that you are planning, I want to say, to come out looking good by the end of the year. It feels like there is a planning phase going on here. It feels like the Queen of Wands is like, okay, well, now that I'm standing in my shoes here, standing up in my Emperor shoes, whether you're feminine or masculine, because understand the Emperor is masculine leaning, but also has feminine energy. And sometimes to be in the Emperor energy, whether you're a man or a woman, you got to be in some masculine energy, and that's the truth of it. So this Queen of Wands energy here is giving me this glow up stage. Like, it's a glow up stage. I can do anything that I want. You know, the Queen of Wands is very tenacious. Somebody who's sitting on the throne regardless of everything that fell to shit in the past, right? This is a person who's really very brave, brazen, and making bold moves. I feel like this is the energy that you're in, but I feel like you are planning something. It feels like you are planning something that is maybe planting seeds of something that I think is going to, you're going to see the fruits of your labor begin to show up. We've got the 7 of Pentacles in the month of September. And so it tells me the fall time is going to be when you're going to start to see all of the fruits of your labor coming to fruition, because you've really done the work that you needed to do in order to nurture the path that you've decided to plant the seeds on. So it feels like you've been working super hard, wondering if any of this is ever going to come to fruition. I would say yes. For some of you, it might be buying a house, but this is the 4 of Wands is about family, excitement, stability, right? I feel you getting stability for your family. So you could be someone who has been, maybe you started a business. Maybe you became the Emperor because you started a business, or because you took on a brand new role at the workplace. But it feels like you've stepped into something which now allows you to have the means by which you can start planting seeds, taking action. But this is something that I think you're doing by yourself. I don't think anyone else is helping you. It's sort of an independent task. For some of you, I feel like it is buying a house. It feels like you finally stepped into the Emperor shoes, which means that you've had a significant change in your world, I would say, whether that pertains to money or status or something like that, significant change. And it does feel like, I feel like that we've got October, November. It feels like this is where we start to get things on track. I feel like you start to look for maybe a spouse. Maybe you're making decisions, not necessarily meeting someone, but making decisions or choices about, should I get into relationships? Is it time for me now that I've finally bought the house or got the stability or everything is stable for me now? Maybe it's time for a relationship. So it feels like this Nine of Pentacles at the end of the year tells me that you really are in this place of authority. It feels like people now see you as somebody who is really strong, confident, looking good, has had this major glow up financially, personally. It feels like it's something that you've been growing. For some of you, it could be a business. The overall energy for the Nine of Wands, though, is the Nine of Wands, the overall energy for the 6 months. And I think that the Nine of Wands is showing up because I feel like you are resilient. Like you are going, I feel like the reason that you're stepping into the Emperor shoes, look, you just don't get to step into the Emperor shoes just because you were born in Aries. It's not something that you get just because you were born with an Aries sign, right? It's no matter what your sign is, it's something that you have to work into, because the Emperor has wisdom, right? It's learning lessons. It's trial and error. It's falling and skinning your knees. It's doing all the things where you had to fall down and get back up and fall down and get back up. It's all the things that came to kill you, but only made you stronger until you finally stepped up into this Emperor energy. So let's clarify just a little bit. Find out what is going on in the month of July. Tell me what happens when Aries steps into their own, steps into themselves, into their Emperor shoes. Why is the Emperor here? Tell me about Aries. We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Two of Wands. There's a plan coming to fruition. That's what it feels like here. We've got the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. There is some sort of upgrade you get financially. This is the place where you realize that the seeds you planted are working, and it feels like things are beginning to bloom or grow. You're making more money. Things are becoming more stable. Your health is good. You're looking at your family as healthy. It feels like everything's going really well for you here. It does feel like you may be a single mother or a father at this point, but I feel like with this King of Pentacles and the Two of Wands tells me your planning paid off. It pays off big time in July. So whatever you've been planning for the first 6 months of the year, whatever you've been planning, I feel pays off in dividends here. It could pay off in good energy. It could be paying off in money. Look, this is energy, money. This is stability. This is realization. This is practicality. So I feel like there is something that is showing up that is leveling you up. Whatever way that is, you're stepping into your shoes here. For a lot of you, I think it's financial. I feel like you've taken some risks in your life, financial risks or risks with work, the workplace, your career. It feels like you took some risks and they're about to pay off, I'm going to say. Also, I feel like with this Ace of Cups here, that it's making your heart happy. It's making your heart sing. It feels like this is the beginning not only of some sort of stability, but it's happy stability. It feels like the heart, it feels like a surprise, I want to say. Maybe it's not so much a surprise because you planted the seeds and you've worked really hard, but it feels like this is the surprise of, wow, all of my risks, all of everything that came to kill me, but tried to kill me, but only made me stronger, is actually paying off. So we have the Two of Wands, which is the place where now you can leave the crossroads and take action on love. I feel like for some of you, this is the heart space for you that's opening. Now you can show yourself to people who you are. Now you can be open-hearted about whatever is going on in your life. It feels like everything starts to show up, Aries, in the month of July. July is going to be a pretty good energetic month for you here. And it possibly could start off as you realizing that you do have a legacy or can build the legacy. Feels like that. So tell me about August. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. What is it that you are doing all on your own, friend? Feels like you're in it by yourself. Tell me about this Queen of Wands energy. I feel like people are looking at you as someone who really doesn't need anyone. I feel like the Emperor, that in this energy, I felt like you were a single mother or father possibly. And so people look at you as someone who really doesn't need anyone else. It feels like this Ace of Pentacles, yes, I feel like what's growing here is the thing that you planted back there. It feels like now you begin to see the fruits of your labor here. The Ace of Pentacles, you start to see that something is now poking through the surface, right? The surface of the ground, whatever seeds you have planted. We've got, ooh, look at that. And it takes off really quickly. It goes 0 to 60 really super quick. It feels like it grows from the Ace to the Six of Pentacles really quickly here. One more card. And we have the Strength. It's because you faced your fears. I really love that. I feel like you've faced your fears here. That the worst of it is behind you. It feels like you now realize that courage and strength does pay off. Now, strength is also the part of strength that we don't realize is sometimes it's in the holding back. It's in not making quick, risky decisions. It's actually in the planning with the King of Pentacles, right? It's actually in the planning and being practical. It feels like we've got 6, 7, 8 pentacles here on the table, and it feels like it's because you have you've really taken the time to evaluate the situation, become the subject matter expert. You've really dug into what it is that you needed to do, fears you needed to face, Aries. It feels like with the Six of Pentacles, it feels like you decided to take charge of everything, Queen of Wands, by yourself, because the Six of Pentacles is a little bit of breadcrumbing, right? It is reciprocal energy, yes, but not wholly and fully reciprocal energy, because the Six of Pentacles is about giving more to one than the other. So it feels like you are realizing that with the Seven of Pentacles, that all your hard work is about to pay off, your resiliency is about to pay off, your courage is about to pay off, and I feel like you start to see the fruits of those labors in September. So really start to see them, because I feel that although you see that this thing is poking through the ground, right? The seeds you planted are beginning to poke through the ground. I really think that it becomes, this thing that you see in full bloom in the month of September. Tell me about Aries in September. All this hard work begins to pay off. I think it's a lot of hours that you spent putting in to something here. Queen of Wands is showing up again. Nine of Cups, I like it. And the Eight of Swords. I feel like you're at this place where I didn't think this was going to work. I didn't think it was going to work out. I kind of had my thoughts about what if it all falls to the ground. I feel like you had put yourself in a place in your head where you had talked yourself out of your wish fulfillment. I feel like the thing is that I feel like it had already begun to grow, but you couldn't see it because it was under the surface. We do have the Queen of Wands. You're realizing that this Queen of Wands energy is something that you always want to keep with you, because these are the big, bold moves that you had to make in order to be able to bring whatever this is to fruition. So it feels like the wish fulfillment is here, but also I feel like these two energies are quite independent, right? You're realizing that you really never did need any external validation. You didn't need anyone to pat you on the back and say, hey, good job, Aries, that you could do it by yourself. Your energy is about the self, right? And so the Queen of Wands here, I feel like you realize that it was independently that you became happy, independently that you did all of these things, that you planted all the seeds row by row, whatever hard work you put into it here. It does feel like that things are working out exactly as you wanted to, but I think there was this energy of I don't know. 3 swords are in her quiver, right? 3 swords. This could go either way. I feel like my hands are tied. There was a point that you came to in July, August, and September where you're like, oh gosh, what if this doesn't pay off? I've put everything into it, all of my time, my energy, and my efforts. But I feel like you're really good with the assessment. You're really good with the assessment or the reassessment. And so I feel like you got that from this Emperor energy, because the Emperor is full of wisdom. And, you know, showing up as the King of Pentacles in July tells me that you had already assessed or reassessed the situation to make sure that it was going to work out in your favor. I think that at this point, all you realized that it was going to take was a lot of hard work. So the hard work pays off, although you think that it wasn't going to. Let's take a look at October, because I think this is the month where things become completely stable, or you finally get the mortgage, you get to buy the house, maybe you buy the house outright. I'm just going to say, we saw the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and the Wheel of Fortune's here as the overall energy, right, for the advice for the month. So it feels like the universe was encouraging you to push forward, make bold moves, and be resilient, and just keep moving here, Aries. Tell me about October, please. Tell me what this 4 of Wands is here for. We've got the 10 of Swords. This could be the selling of a house, because you're buying a new house, is what it feels like here. We've got the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. And we've got the Queen of Cups. So it does feel like this is a happy month. I want to say October is a month where we're moving out of, let's see, what are we doing here? We're moving out of Leo season into Libra season, and then into Scorpio season. So it feels like in October, it feels like you are letting go of things. Like, I feel like this 10 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, you're letting go of fighting yourself. You're in the mind. I want to say that there's always this place where you have a little bit of cynicism, and I like that about you, Aries, that you're a little bit of a cynic. And I feel like this energy is telling me that although you were fighting your thoughts, or you had intrusive thoughts, that now you can let them go in the month of October, because I feel like Libra season is going to balance you out. It feels like this is something that now you can celebrate, be happy. It feels like it's emotional happiness. I feel like now you can focus on other things, because all of the hard work is rolling down to a minimum, I would say. It does feel like there is you releasing the 4 of Wands, which is maybe releasing the house or the home. You might be moving. We have the 5 of Swords. I feel like you're fighting that feeling, because it feels like there might be feelings, thoughts, or memories in the home that I feel that you want to release or let go of, and I think you are, but it's got a lot of memories, I want to say there. So it's got a lot of feelings, emotions are attached to the situation, and so I feel like you are trying to let go of it or release it. I think that things are not as they seem. I want to say that in October, you're having a hard time releasing the old and bringing in the new. But the Queen of Cups is here to say it's going to be fine. It's like the mother energy. Aries, it's fine. You're going to be okay. You're right. It's like the mother, the soft energy, the mother energy. So I feel like this 4 of Wands tells me stability for sure. But for some of you, it could be the release of an old home where there's a lot of memories and things like that. But it's also, I think, purchasing a new home, looking forward into the future with the Queen of Cups energy, which is quite psychic and empathic. So I feel like you're now trusting your intuition, I'm going to say. But this emotion is, I feel like you're trying to keep the deep emotion at bay. The moon energy is here. You don't know what's coming up, and it feels quite overwhelming here. And there is the indecision of what comes next. But look, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. What comes next is the glow up. What comes next is, buying a big sprawling piece of land where you can plant a garden and take care of your health and be solid and sturdy and stable and take care of whatever you want to take care of. It feels like in October, life starts to look pretty grand. It starts to be emotionally stable and happy. Feels like the mind is stable, because now you're able to release a lot of things, because the hardest part is over. Tell me why the Lovers is here in November for Aries, please. We have the Devil energy. we have your energy, Aries, as the Ace of Wands, and we have the Page of Pentacles. It does feel like there is a new love opportunity that's going to be showing up for you possibly by November. I want to say that this is something that excites you. It is exciting, but I want to say that you are trying to be practical about the situation because the devil energy is here. And I still feel like you're attached to memories of the past because I feel like I said at the beginning, I feel like you're a single mother or a father, and it feels like you are letting go of old memories. But I think it's because the Ten of Swords being here that you've released the betrayal, you've released the hardship, you released the hurt and the pain. Because you release the intrusive thoughts, I feel like that's why love is showing up for you here in November. It feels like it's very exciting. The spark returns for you. It's like you've been so enmeshed in life and building and getting your career together or your money together or trying to make big, bold moves in your life that I think that you've stopped thinking about love. I feel like in November things might slow just a little bit, right? You start in some parts of the world, we start moving into the holiday season, but it feels like you want a companion or you're hoping for one, and that's why the Lovers is here. But it feels like you still have thoughts of what went on back there, what didn't work out for you. I feel like you really are going to meet someone new. It feels like someone who is sort of solid, grounded, like it's kind of the energy that you've been following, making good decisions. But it also feels like it's something so very new that you really don't know whether you should be excited about it or be practical about it, is what it feels like in November. Tell me about December. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. I really do feel like whoever you're going to meet in November is somebody who is your Ten of Pentacles. It feels like this energy here, the Nine Pentacles and the One, I feel like you are in the Nine of Pentacles by the end of the year in December, but you've just been waiting for that one pentacle to come along and add to your legacy, like to bring in some sort of a long-term relationship. I feel like you are looking great by the end of the year. The money is flowing, the energy is flowing. Feel like you've had some sort of really big glow up here. Inside, outside, stable, secure, confident. Tell me about December. We've got the Death card. Yeah, your transformation is definitely here. Things are changing for you. Look, doors are opening. The Fool is here. And so new doors are opening. So I feel like you do finally let go of the past. You let go of the past, you let go of the Four of Wands here. I'm just saying it's in the past here. It was here in October where you weren't really sure if you want to let go of it. I feel like you finally do let go of it. The transformation I feel that you've been going through, possibly this entire year, comes to fruition in the Death card. The transformation is now things, you're finally now leaving things in the past. You're no longer thinking about those things anymore. You're no longer attached to those things. When death shows up, it's completely done, right? And the Four of Wands, it feels like you carry on to bigger, better things, stability, excitement. It feels like your family is doing well. I have a feeling that you might have a child or two. We are looking at Page of Pentacles. So it feels like there are things that are, things are very stable. Feels like you have a group of good friends that come around. I feel like people show up to help you move into the new house. Like it feels like things are really working out in your favor in December. This is going to be a very joyful month where you're finally just leaving behind the whole year. You've decided in December, I'm just going to leave all of that behind, all of the trauma and the hard work and all of that stuff. The Four of Swords is here with the Four of Pentacles. I really love this because it tells me stability, stability of the mind, stability in your home, stability in your relationships, your friendships. The celebratory energy is here. It feels like that you've really taken part in your own healing, which has taken you to this place of glow up. I feel like December is going to be a great month because you're finally releasing all the things that didn't matter, and you're finally accepting that you don't have to be cynical about the Four of Wands anymore. Because back here, I feel like the Four of Wands was a bit of a place of cynicism for you. I feel like you're realizing now with clarity here, the healing of the mind, that this Four of Wands is actually a true thing that's showing up. This is the advice for the 6 months. We are going to talk about this because, look, I think that the universe was hanging out with you the whole time, pushing you forward, pushing you through to this new cycle. I feel like you're ending an old cycle at the end of December, and you're pushing through to a new cycle in the beginning of the new year of 2026. We are going to go into the extended, and we're going to talk more about the advice and what's coming up further to this, what's coming up in the future. It looks pretty stable and grounded, but it looks like you'll possibly be in a new community. I was saying that you'll move, right? Community, this is community, new network, new group of friends. It feels like that. And it feels like that you're being still very careful, but we'll talk about that as well. We're going to clarify some of this as well, because it feels like there is a few things we should talk about. I think we should talk about this, maybe this Ten of Swords and what it is that happened here. It feels like there is something here that happened, but it feels like you eventually get into this place of emotional happiness, but there is some of you, we're going to find out exactly what the Four of Wands is. Some of you, it's buying a house. Some of you, it's selling a house. Some of you, it's getting rid of old emotions or releasing things. We'll talk about that. I feel like we really should talk about this and this. So this for sure, because December is the month that I feel is your breakout month. It feels like this is where everybody's noticing that you are doing super well, really well in your life. By the end of the year, I don't think you have much to worry about, but I do believe that there is some sort of an exciting new connection that shows up for you here. So we will talk about the Wheel of Fortune, what's coming in the new cycle, of course. If you would like to come with us to the new cycle. Oh, look at that. I kind of love that. We've got the world card, which is the end of the year, and then the Fool comes, right? What are you letting go, leaving behind? The Five of Cups. I kind of love that. So I think it's because of the Hermit. We'll read more about that at the bottom of the deck here. If you want to come to the extended, please look at the comment section. At the very top of the comment section, there is a pinned comment, and there you will find the link to the membership area if you're interested in coming and seeing this extended. All of my extendeds are there. Every extended I've done is in that area. So if you're interested in doing that, please click on that link. If you're interested in a private reading, please know that private readings are open. I have just put in a new package for those of you who just want one quick 48-hour turnaround on a question, no backstory, all of that stuff. So if you're interested in doing something just super quick, it's a $25 read if you're interested in doing that. And well, I'm going to go to the extended. If this is where we drop off, then that's okay, because of course I'm going to be back, Aries. I'm always back with more energy, right? So take care of yourself, and see you in the extension if you're there. And if not, I will see you later in the weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.